Good day everyone, hope you're well. Today we are going to have a look at Grade 10 Business Studies Chapter 9 Unit 1 Forms of Ownership. Choosing a form of ownership. When starting a business, the most important thing is deciding the form of ownership. The reason for this is because of the different requirements for each form of ownership. This will be determined how your company will be structured with long-term implications. In order to make this decision, you will have to take into account the size and nature of the business, amount of control you would like over the business, need for reinvestment into the business. This is when you make money. Instead of taking it out of the business, you will leave it in the business, reinvest it to grow your business. Tax implications of the business. Each form of ownership will be taxed in a different way. Vulnerability of the business in terms of lawsuits, bankruptcy. Can they come after your personal positions when the business is bankrupt or have a lawsuit against them? Amount of money you would like to earn from the business. 6 main types of ownership. You get a sole proprietor. We will look into that in a bit more detail. Partnerships, close cooperation. Very important to know, you can't register a new close cooperation. You can only buy over existing close cooperations. Non-profit company, profit company, and the cooperatives. Right, so you get different profit companies. You get private companies, personal liability companies, public companies, and state-owned companies. Right, form of ownership, a sole proprietor. Owned by one individual person, so you're trading on your own name basically. Handles everything, including the actions, processes, and decisions. Since you're the only owner, then you need to fulfill all of this business functions. All expenses from business are considered part of the owner's personal income. So that's great, you get all of the profits and income. If the business makes a loss, owner will have to cover the loss with his own income. So this is the downside of it. If the business makes a profit, you get all of the profit, but if the business makes a loss, you need to cover the loss out of your own personal income, of your own personal money. You own the business and is responsible for financial and management decisions. If anything went wrong, you would be responsible in an ethical, administrative, and legal way. So you have all of the responsibility of this business. Owner and business are inseparable. Although the easiest form of business, it can be very lonely function since you are the only one making all of the big decisions in this business. No requirements, no application forms, and no legal process to follow. So we can start a sole proprietor tomorrow if we want to. Advantages. Make all the decisions. So you don't have to wait on partners to make decisions. So you can make quick, decisive decisions. Decide how things will operate. Decide how many people to employ. Responsible for long-term and strategy planning. Need very little capital. All the profits is yours. Decide then reinvest your profits. Management structure is simple, one boss. Few employees eliminates politics and fighting. Business can be dynamic and flexible. Your passion and interest will ensure its success. Because you've invested, you're the only owner, you've invested everything you have in this business, you will look after the interest of this business since the interest is yours. Disadvantages. Unlimited liability. You are responsible for the debts. So remember, personal or lawsuits and bankruptcy, they will come after your personal possessions. Cash flow is often a problem. If you don't have enough money, you don't have a partner to ask since you're the only owner of this business. Often restricted to growth due to lack of capital. Remember, you can only work with the capital that you have. If you had more partners, then it's not a sole proprietor anymore, but then you have the then you have access to more capital since there's more people investing money into the business. Right, so not a legal entity. So it's not seen as a legal entity. In other words, if you want to buy a property as a sole proprietor, you will have to buy it in your personal name. You can't buy it in your business's name since it is not a legal entity. Management of business is your responsibility. Remember, you need to fulfill all of the business functions, and since you're the only owner, you're going to fulfill all of the management responsibilities. Responsibility of making all decisions, decision a problem. Remember, you might have limited knowledge with certain business functions, and since you're the only owner, you will have to make those decisions with your limited knowledge. Not able to make full use of production advantages. In other words, other knowledge fields of other potential partners in your business. You don't have that, so you can't use it. Have difficulty attracting highly skilled and knowledgeable employees. Remember, since you're the only owner at a small business, in difficult economic times, you might think, or people might think, your business might not be that stable if the economic climate is at a low, so it's difficult to get someone working for you, knowing that if times get tough, they might not get paid. Activity 1. Analyze a case study. Sia is just about to set up his own garden service. He has decided that being a sole trader would be the best form of ownership for him. 1.1. Provide 2 reasons why you think Sia chose being a sole trader as the form of ownership. In my personal opinion, it's because it's a small business and he's the only owner of this business. He can make all of the decisions. What possible problems could Sia face in the long term? He might get lonely since he's making all of the decisions. He might have capital problems since he can only use the money that he has, or the money that he can borrow. He can't count on partners since he has no partners. What would happen if Sia could not pay his debts? Well, they will come after his personal belongings. Since the sole trader is not a legal entity, Sia will have full responsibility of covering the debts of the business. Have a great day.